What an off-season so far. It has been absolutely nuts with all the big names moving around, giving us plenty to talk about. This video, we are talking about Alshon Jeffery going over to the Eagles and the fantasy impact for those two teams. Crazy time for football.
It is a crazy time for football, exciting time. This has been a great offseason. And if you have questions, I know in the past, if you posted on YouTube, we were like, well, put that in the forums and we'll answer them, blah, 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 blah. And you know, some guys went over there, gals, and I appreciate that. But for those that didn't, just to let you know, we will be answering this year in YouTube, in the comments. Dustin is Fantasy Smack Talk because he's the CEO, president, boss, or whatever else new fancy title he wants for him. Has to answer as Fantasy Smack Talk, and I'll just be Brett Namco. But please, community, answer each other's questions as well. We like to have the community talking, answering. So for this, it's March. You probably have keeper questions, things like that. Feel free to post them, and you'll see some responses.
So let's take a look at the Bears first. I mean,
the Bears.
We looked at that depth chart. It is ugly. That offense looks terrible on paper, and it will probably look terrible in real game action. I mean, they're trying. They went out. They got Mike Glennon. I mean, he might be slightly above average. We'll see. I'm not expecting much out of him. Cameron Meredith, he showed flashes last year. He had that one stretch, it was about a 3-game stretch, where he looked like he was going to be the next big PPR guy, but then he just fell off the face of the earth. But he gets the biggest bump. And then they got Kendall Wright at the other receiver spot. So it's ugly there. Look for them to maybe get another receiver in free agency, or maybe go for a receiver in the draft. And when you look at the running backs, with Langford and Howard, like we were contemplating putting Howard in our first round, but then we were like, there's no pieces around him. It's even worse now.
Yeah, I mean,
Howard is scary, kind of similar to Gurley with the Rams in terms of just, you got to have some talent around these guys to help take the pressure off.
He's getting 8 in the box.
It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, it's tough. So let's talk about something a little more exciting. Philadelphia Eagles fans, this is a great pickup for you. The first thing that I like, it's a 1-year contract. Now it's for $14 million, but it's only 1 year. So Alshon is doing this because he wants to have a long-term deal after this where he gets paid. So it's a put up or shut up kind of contract, which I absolutely love because typically players do put up when that's the case, especially with somebody like Jeffrey's talents. And last year though, he had 52 catches and only 2 touchdowns. So it was an ugly year last year, absolutely. So how does this benefit? What are the changes for the Eagles? So for the Eagles, I think Carson Wentz gets a little bit of a bump because they also added Torrey Smith. In 2 quarterback leagues, he's suddenly a lot more interesting. Last year, his passing stats, touchdown stats weren't great. He started the year fantastic and kind of tailed off. Didn't fall off a cliff, but he was mediocre after that. But I do like he only had 14 picks last year, so he definitely he controls the ball, doesn't have a ton of turnovers. A lot more weapons though, right? Jeffery, Smith, Matthews, Ertz. It's very interesting for that. And so as far as Alshon goes, I think he is the best option on the team in terms of the pass catcher, and I do think a bounce back is very plausible for him. And the fact that there are other pieces, so he's not going to be double teamed at all times, certainly helps him as well. Alshon could go back to a couple years ago being a top, a borderline wide receiver 1. I think that's possible, not a lock. I'm not seeing him as an early 2nd round pick or anything, but I do like him, and I do think this helps the Eagles offense overall as well.
I think he'll get looks in the red zone, and I think, Matthews, I think is just a really good wide receiver 2. Like, I don't really think he was ever really a wide receiver 1. I mean, bringing over Jeffrey, I think, now the Eagles have a true wide receiver 1, and like Brent was saying with Wentz, I think it puts him close to being a top 15 quarterback, right there, like the Andy Dalton, Tyrod Taylor, Joe Flacco, Alex Smith range. I think when you're debating between those guys, Wentz might be the more fun pick.
Yeah, there's a little more upside, a little more unknown.
To see. But, there might be some crazy Eagle fans that are trying to move him into QB1 territory in 12-team leagues.
Not quite.
That's going to be crazy. I mean, we're not saying that, but could he have a Mariota type jump and be relevant in 10-team leagues?
The thing about Matthews though, I think that's a really good point. Matthews right now, where his draft stock is won't be affected too much by this, you would think, but I believe it actually should be. Him as a number 2, he's an exciting number 2 a lousy number one. He's just one of those guys, especially in a
Not quite
PPR.
there.
I think he will be much better in a PPR now because he's not going to have the top corner on him, and he's going to have a little bit more open lanes to play with because Alshon's going to be running deep for those jump balls. So
it could definitely help. I mean, if they're able to throw for another 800 yards, for the season, more yards to go around, less pressure on him. I mean, it could definitely actually help his stock. So it'll be interesting. Eagles offense in general. When you look at them and the Cowboys in the East there, NFC East, there's two exciting young teams headed in the right direction.
Well, we'll shoot another video, but the thing that the Giants did with getting Brandon Tyrone Marshall.
They're not as young.
Yeah, but that's still. I'm just saying exciting though. I understand you're going with young, but now I'm brining it with more exciting.
And then there's the Redskins.
Oh, jeez, what a mess that is. A disaster.
So leave a comment, like the video, subscribe to our channel.
Make sure you get the bell because a lot more off-season football videos are happening.
We're playing on a lot of football this off-season, so we will be
Pass
back.
it. Glennon.
Ooh! I think that was the first one ever.
First one I caught like that. I catch him like that sometimes. Anyone? Ooh, I'm ready. Throw it to me. Yeah, what'd you say?
I'm ready.
Yeah, like that?
Like this. Anyone can catch it like that.
First of all, I never caught it with two hands, so that's just wrong.
That was impressive.
Yeah, let's relish.
happy.
You know,
giving you
it was a good thing, and
But
you're trying to hate
you
on
wanted me to give
it.
you credit for catching it with your hand. I'm not going to give you any
Well,
credit.
you said first one. See, you forget how things go. You said, well, I think it's the first one ever. I said, no, I've caught it like that before, though. So you made it sound
first
like I
one
didn't
ever,
catch
how
it.
you were trying to catch it.
That's what I deal with
See what
every
I got to
day.
put up with?